The Taylor Swift and Blake Lively text messages are finally here, and they are so bad.
It's over now. It's fucking over now. Now that these texts are out, I dare you Swifties to come out here and defend your mama. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift, little mean girls. Yeah, I didn't stutter. Little baby mean girls. Because we finally have Taylor Swift and Blake Lively text messages, and let me tell you, if you don't think canceled had anything to do with this entire ordeal,
you deserve to be studied. You are a human masterclass. Yes, they see it. I just love you, and I'm so ecstatic for you and grateful for you today. Okay, also, Taylor does not respond. Her and Ryan have the most annoying texting style potentially of all time. That 1,000,000% I co-sign.
Taylor Swift is a first-class passenger. If the is going down, she's gonna make it off.
Problem. Even your bestie, Taylor Swift, I say, hey, I don't want anything to do with this. So now you've got the Swifties after you. Now you've got Candace Owens and co after you. Now Ryan Reynolds is out here doing fake paparazzi meetings. Calling paparazzi on yourself, the level of desperation to be seen as a hero, to be seen as you're still loved and liked, is claps. You were just in New York and there's 20 photographers that just came all of a sudden. But we're not going to find out till 2026, guys. I believe they're going to try and settle it out of court. Because right now, it's not looking good.
Okay, so if you thought you were having a bad day today, I would like to personally assure you that it is exponentially better than Blake Lively's. Because she has just discovered that she is being sued again for defamation again.
Taylor Swift is finally speaking out after she got exposed for using her power to help Blake Lively destroy Justin Baldoni. And girl, these receipts are nasty. And if y'all remember, Taylor lied out of her mouth that she had no hand in whatever Blake and Justin had going on. However, recently unsealed court documents prove that she wasn't just involved. She pulled major strings to give Blake the upper hand. At this point, we might have to revisit her beef with Kanye because maybe she actually wasn't the victim after all. Now, just a bit of context. This whole mess started back in December 2024, during the press run for the movie It All Ends With Us. Justin directed the film through his company, Wayfarer Studios, and co-starred in it as Ryle Kincaid. Blake Lively starred as Lily Bloom. Until the press run, everyone thought everything went well between them during production. But oh boy, we were wrong as hell. It turned out there was tension over creative control, on-set behavior, and marketing. The feud became public during the press tour, and later exploded into a lawsuit when Blake accused Justin of SA, defamation, and extortion. Now, before she even filed this lawsuit, people were already speculating that something was going on because of his absence at the press tour. But when people brought it up, he posted a photo of himself at the hospital, claiming that he was getting treatment for an infection. And when he finally made an appearance, people noticed that he wasn't hanging with any of the cast members, especially Blake. But things became clear when Blake's lawsuit against him and the chief executive officer of Wayfarer, Jamie Heath, came out. Blake said Justin SA'd her multiple times, including improvising intimate scenes without consent, making inappropriate comments about her weight, showing nude videos and photos to the crew, and entering her trailer unannounced while breastfeeding. The suit read, Mr. Baldoni insisted on shooting the full scene over and over again, well beyond what would have been required on an ordinary set, and without advance notice or consent. In another incident, Blake claims that Justin did not act in character during a slow dance scene that did not require sound. At one point, he leaned forward and slowly dragged his lips from her ear and down her neck as he said, "It smells so good." None of this was remotely in character or based on any dialogue in the script, and nothing needed to be said because, again, there was no sound, the complaint says, adding, Mr. Baldoni was caressing Ms. Lively with his mouth in a way that had nothing to do with their roles. When Ms. Lively later objected to this behavior, Mr. Baldoni responded, "I'm not even attracted to you." Blake also claimed that during the making of these explicit scenes, Justin didn't even bother to close the set, which meant everyone was allowed to pass through and see her completely naked the whole time. A lot of people immediately believed her because, I mean, why not? She and Ryan were among the most loved celebrities in America, and they are also besties with Taylor Swift, so of course people believed her. Justin even got dropped by his talent agency, WME, and to make matters worse, Blake allegedly used her connections with Taylor to secure a collaboration with the New York Times to defame Justin. Justin. And guess what he did? He filed a $400 million countersuit against Blake and Ryan, and another $250 million suit against Blake and the New York for defamation. He claimed in his lawsuit that the New York Times failed its journalistic integrity to check Blake's SAA allegations before putting them out.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit. It's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie.
Justin also made a whole website, which he used to post evidence he has against Blake and Ryan, including an amended complaint containing a timeline of events from set, as well as text messages and emails that exposed Blake's decision not to meet with the on-set intimacy coordinator he hired. Interestingly enough, when she was destroying his life with these SAA allegations, he allowed her to have her moment. But once he started posting receipts, she dragged him to court, claiming that he was ruining her and Ryan's reputations. Mind you, she's the one who involved the media in this by having the New York Times published that article. Now, a judge dismissed Justin's $400 million lawsuit against Blake and Ryan, but Blake's lawsuit is still ongoing, and she is currently not even winning in her own suit. And baby, things are looking bad for Taylor too. In recently unsealed court documents, Blake was venting about Justin to Taylor, and girl, Taylor wasn't holding back at all from talking down on Justin. Mind you, she didn't even have any proof that whatever Blake was saying was true. She just went along with it because Blake is her friend. And Blake knew Taylor would act like this. That's why she used her to get what she wanted out of the situation in the first place. In the messages, Blake described Justin as a doofus director of my movie and a clown who thinks he's a writer now. She also seemed to be very upset about a comment Justin made to Taylor in a meeting, saying things like, "The most bonkers part to me is him saying to you he doesn't know pop culture made me more mad than anything he's done to me." She added, "His entire brand is disassembling toxic masculinity. He monetizes it. He does TED Talks, but says that to you. Not only is it so rude, but it's untrue." She also started playing with Taylor's mind to make it seem like she was this overprotective friend, so concerned about people disrespecting Taylor. You cannot make this up. I'm so much less forgiving when it comes to someone messing with someone I love than when someone messes with me. You were so epically heroic today. This clown falling for all of it? You are the world's absolute greatest friend ever. Taylor then responded, calling Justin a B, while sharing an article about his past trauma. I think this B knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin.
By saying, if you get here with this doofus director of my movie is still here, I'll be ushering him out, but hope he's still here. Can you do me a huge favor? I need help with him. Remember when Justin said that Taylor came to Blake's apartment while they were trying to talk about the movie? And Blake was like, "Oh, that was just a coinky dink." No, it wasn't. It was planned. She asked Taylor, "Can you tell him you're excited for the movie, but what you're freaking out over is the pages I sent you? What a magnetic scene that is, or whatever descriptives you're comfortable with. I'll send you the scene. You don't have to read, of course. It's a quick read." Blake says he's a clown and thinks he's a writer now and got his rewrite and told me he appreciates my passion. That's it. So having the greatest living storyteller unknowingly echo to him how much you love what we're doing, giving him credit as if he wrote it with me, will go such a long way. Then Blake also says, "You dug a movie out of a grave once already for me." What movie was that? It seems like she uses Taylor to get everything she wants. Blake then sent her the scene and Blake said, "I love you, thank you. Text me when you're on your way. I'll have Molly meet you and security in the garage." And then she said, "Headed your way, I'm on your street." And remember when Justin got dropped by WME and everybody was turning on him and siding with Blake? Taylor texted her saying, "You won, you did it." It seems like a group chat. Somebody else said, "It's turning." Taylor sends the link of Justin getting dropped by his agency. Taylor then says, "And you effing helped so many people who won't have to go through this ever again." She then said, "Never has a cancellation been reversed so fast. You guys don't understand how rare that is. To have proof and to take the perfect steps to bring the truth into the light." In another conversation, Taylor Swift says, "I think this B knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin." And this B she's referring to is Justin Baldoni. I'm sure more is going to get revealed as time goes on, but these two are diabolical in the fact that
They knew these text messages were probably going to come out, and they're still denying. But hey, Taylor said she likes her friends canceled, but I don't think she thought she would.
There's clearly a lot more to this story, and considering that Taylor was denying her involvement, knowing good and well that these messages would eventually be released is diabolical. And as for her friendship with Blake, sources say it might be coming to an end. Apparently, this entire situation made Taylor realize just how much Blake had allegedly been using her, and she wants to take a step back to analyze their friendship. In the meantime, people had their thoughts, like this person who said, "This is not about texts between friends. This is about powerful women who use their power to people." And this included hate for a religion. Mainstream media can't do any good reporting. Another person said, "Kudos to Justin and parties for surviving the craziness of these entitled, so-called Hollywood royalties." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Taylor separating herself from Blake? And don't really believe Blake manipulated Taylor into doing this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.